There is a space between the drops, a moment where the world just stops, a pause before the next one falls, a silence that the rain calls. I'm learning to live in the space between each moment, taking grace in pauses that seem small and brief, but hold within them deep relief. The space between the raindrops shows that life is not one long prose, but punctuated and discreet, with moments that are bittersweet. The pause before the next rain falls reminds me that within those small seconds lives an eternity, a place where I can finally see the beauty in the in-between, the moments that cannot be seen unless we look with open eyes. The space between the falling rain teaches me to hold at bay my rushing thoughts and frantic pace, and rest within this sacred space. The pause is not an emptiness, but rather full of gentleness, impossibility and grace. The space between reminds me to embrace the moments that I would have missed if I was rushing in my bliss. The space between the drops of rain is where I learn to live again, without the constant need to move. The space between is what will prove. Between the drops there's space so deep, secrets that the rain will keep. Between the drops I find my peace, a moment where my thoughts will cease. Between the drops I learn to be still and present, finally free. Between the drops the truth rings clear, in every pause, in every year. The space between is sacred ground, where silence holds a holy sound. The pause before the next rain falls is where the greatest truth calls. We are always rushing forward, but the space between's the sword that cuts through all our anxious thought and shows us what the rain has taught. That in the pauses where we live, that in the space we can forgive ourselves for all the rushing around. In the space between, we are found. I'm grateful for the space between, the moments that so rarely gleam in our awareness, but they're there. The pause between the rain so fair reminds me that my life's composed of moments where I can repose and rest and be completely still. The space between shows me the will to live a life that's full and deep. The space between is where I keep my sanity and my true self. The space between is my greatest wealth. There is a space between the drops, a moment where the world just stops, a pause before the next one falls, a silence that the rain calls. The clouds gather slowly in the sky, preparing for the rain that's nigh. A patient build toward what will come, a gentle march toward the sun. I watch the clouds gather and grow, moving in a pattern slow. They don't rush to bring the rain, they gather strength again and again. There is a lesson in the waiting, in the slow and patient getting of what we know will come to pass. Like moments in the hourglass, the clouds are teaching me to wait, to not resist, to not dictate the timing of what's yet to be. The clouds teach me to let it be, with patience and with gentle grace, with trust in what will come in place of what I thought would be my way. The clouds teach me to wait and pray. Clouds gather slowly in the sky, teaching patience, teaching why. Clouds gather slowly day by day, showing us the gentle way. Clouds gather slowly, they don't rush. They teach us not to have to crush. The sky becomes more gray with time as clouds continue their sublime journey toward the breaking point where rain will finally anoint the earth below with water deep. While all the world is fast asleep, the clouds are patient, never rush. They gather until they have crushed the light that tries to push on through. They cover everything in blue and gray and shadows soft and deep, teaching me to take it slow and steep. The climb toward what has to come, the clouds are steady, they succumb. There is a wisdom in the wait, in not resisting or your fate. The clouds teach us to understand that life is guided by a hand that is patient and is kind, that has a greater purpose in mind than what our hurried minds can see. The clouds teach us to let things be, to gather strength in silence deep, to move with purpose while we sleep, to trust that what is meant to come will come at last when we succumb. I'm learning patience from the clouds as they move slowly through the crowds of other clouds that gather near. I'm learning not to live in fear of what will come and when and how. The clouds teach me to be here now, to gather strength and gather grace, to move with purpose through my space. The clouds remind me every day that patience is the only way to reach the place where rain will fall and nourish and restore it all. The clouds gather slowly in the sky, preparing for the rain that's nigh. A patient build toward will come, a gentle march toward the sun, and guide us like a guiding star. There's coffee warm and thunder far. The lightning paints across my heart. I'm sitting where the rain can't reach, but still it speaks in ways it teaches. The cup is held between my hands, the warmth of earth of distant lands. Outside the storm is doing what storms do, and I am safe, I'm shut inside this room with memories and coffee steam that rises free. The thunder rolls, the rain comes down and settles gently on this town. I think of you in weather like this, when comfort comes in simple bliss. A cup of warmth, a book to read, and thunder that fulfills the need for something big beyond myself, for nature's call for psychic wealth. The rain outside reminds me clear that I am safe, you're also here. Coffee and thunder, that's my night. Everything feels somehow right. The storm outside, the warmth within, a place where peace can begin. Coffee and thunder, soft refrain, dancing with the gentle rain. The lightning flashes quick and bright, illuminates the endless night, but then it fades to dark again, and I am left with just the rain. The coffee cools against my lip, each sip a small and perfect trip, away from worries, away from fear, into the moments that are here. So let the thunder speak its mind, while I leave all my cares behind. With coffee warming what is cold, and stories waiting to be told. The rain will fall, the storm will pass, but this moment it will last. In memory of coffee thunder night, when everything felt somehow right. There's coffee warm and thunder far, the lightning paints across my heart. I'm sitting where the rain can't reach, but still it speaks in ways it teaches. The garden knows the secret that I seek. The rain has made it beautiful and meek, and in that beauty I can see what my own life is meant to be. The flowers drink the water deep and seem to wake from gentle sleep. The soil is rich and dark and wet and holds the promise and the debt of life that's waiting to emerge from depths where all the seedlings surge. The garden after rain is true, a picture of what life can do when it's been nourished and been fed, when it's been given room and bed to grow and stretch and learn to be more beautiful than it could be. I watch the garden drink its fill and learn from it the gentle will. The leaves are glistening and clean, the most beautiful they've ever been. The colors are more vivid now, the rain has taught them anyhow that surrender brings a strength, that going deep sometimes means length of roots that grow beneath the soil, that real growth comes from gentle toil. The garden doesn't question why the rain falls from the clouded sky. It simply opens to receive the nourishment it will believe will make it flourish and will grow. The garden teaches me to know. Garden after rain so deep shows me secrets that I keep. Garden after rain so bright shows me how to live life right. Garden after rain will bloom teaches me there's always room. Garden after rain will grow teaches me what I should know. The garden is a mirror clear of how I'm meant to live right here, with roots that go down deep and true, with openness to all that's new, with willingness to stretch and grow, with courage and with letting go of what no longer serves its way. The garden shows me every day how to receive the rain and sun, how to become more fully one with life itself and all it brings. The garden teaches sacred things about surrender and about growth, about the path that keeps us both. So I will go back to the garden and ask it once again to pardon my resistance to the rain, my fear of all that brings me pain. For in the garden's transformation I see my own illumination. The rain has made it beautiful, the garden's teaching me to pull from depths inside what wants to grow. The rain and sun will help me know that life is meant to bloom and thrive, and in that blooming I'm alive. The garden knows the secret that I seek. The rain has made it beautiful and meek, and in that beauty I can see what my own life is meant to be. I found my home inside the rain, a shelter from both joy and pain, a place where I can rest and be exactly who I'm meant to be. I used to think that home was walls and ceilings and these wooden halls, but I have learned that home can be a feeling and a symphony of all the things that make me safe. The rain has shown me what I craved was not a structure made of stone, but a feeling deep and known. The rain is home because it holds the stories that my heart has told. The rain is home because it knows exactly where my spirit goes. When I am lost and I am scared, the rain reminds me that I'm cared for by the universe itself. Home is is where the heart can rest, where we are tested and we're blessed. Home is not a place on earth, but a recognition of our worth. The rain has taught me that I'm home, wherever I have come to roam. Home is in the beating of my heart. Home is when I play my part in this great dance of life and death, in every intake of my breath. Home is in the falling rain. Home is in both joy and pain. Home is knowing I belong to something vast and something strong. Home in the rain I finally found, on sacred and on holy ground. Home in the rain I'm finally free to be exactly what I need to be. Home in the rain I know that I belong beneath this weeping sky. Home in the rain is where I'll stay forever and a day. The home I've searched for all my life, through all the struggle and the strife, was always here inside my soul. The rain reminds me I am whole, that home is not something defined, but something that lives in the mind and heart of every human soul. That home is what makes us whole, that we belong here on this earth, that we have always had our worth. The rain brings me back home again, to the deepest truth that I have been. I'm home now in the falling rain. I'm home now even in my pain. I'm home now in this sacred night. I'm home now in the fading light. I'm home now in my beating heart. I'm home now from the very start. Home was never far away. Home has been here every day. The rain is home, the rain is love, the rain is all I'm dreaming of. The rain has brought me home at last, to a place that's built to last. I found my home inside the rain, a shelter from both joy and pain, a place where I can rest and be exactly who I'm meant to be. A pause before the next one falls, a silence that the rain calls. I'm listening in the dark to rain that leaves a gentle mark upon the night and on my heart. This is where the real things start. The darkness and the rain combine to make a sanctuary mine, where I don't have to be anything but present with the listening. The sound of water on the earth reminds me of a quiet birth, of understanding growing slow, of things I didn't need to know. I close my eyes against the night and let the rain become my sight, a way of seeing without eyes beneath these dark and endless skies. The thunder rumbles far away. The rain begins another day, or ends when I can't tell which. But in this moment I am rich, listening in the dark. The rain leaves such a gentle mark. I hear the world without the sight, and everything feels somehow right. Listening in the dark, the rain ignites a sacred spark. There is a wisdom in the wet, a lesson I have not learned yet, about surrender and release, about the way that pain brings peace. The rain is teaching me to still, to listen and to bend my will to forces greater than myself, and find within that greatest wealth. So in the darkness I will stay and listen to the gentle rain, until the morning breaks the spell and day has stories it will tell. But for tonight I'm satisfied with rain and darkness as my guide, and listening to what comes through The rain reminds me what is true. I'm listening in the dark to rain that leaves a gentle mark upon the night and on my heart. This is where the real things start. The night has so much it can teach, if we would only let it reach into the depths of who we are and guide us like a guiding star. I'm learning how to listen now to what the night will show and how it speaks in languages of dark, and every gentle soft remark that comes through silence and through sound, through all the quiet that I've found. When I stop talking and stop trying and simply sit here without flying away into the world of thought, the night is teaching what it taught to every soul who took the time to listen to its gentle rhyme. The night knows secrets that the day could never possibly convey. I listen to the sound of rain upon the window pane again. I listen to the distant sound of traffic humming all around. I listen to the space between the sounds that are both heard and seen. And in that listening I find a peace within my restless mind. The night teaches me to be still, to surrender to its gentle will, to understand that in the dark is where the deepest truths embark upon a journey toward my heart, where night and soul are not apart. Listening to the night so deep, secrets that the night will keep. Listening to the night's refrain, falling like the gentle rain. Listening to the night I learn how to let the tables turn. Listening to the night I see all that I am meant to be. The night is patient with my fear. The night is always very near, waiting for me to finally hear what it has been trying to say. Through every dark and every gray, the night is calling out to me to listen and to finally see that darkness is not something bad, but something that I've never had a chance to really understand, until I stopped and took a stand to listen to what night has to say, to let it guide me on my way. So I will listen to the night and trust that it will guide me right. The night has wisdom and has grace. The night has beauty and has space for all the broken parts of me, for all the places I can't see. The night says listen and be still, and in that listening find my will to be exactly who I am, without apology or sham. The night is teaching me to hear the truth that sets me free from fear. The night has so much it can teach, if we would only let it reach into the depths of who we are and guide us like a guiding star. The rain is singing me a lullaby, a gentle song that helps me say goodbye to all the worries of the day. The rain is singing me away. The midnight hour brings the rain, and with it comes a soft refrain that rocks me gently in the night and guides me toward the light of sleep that I have been denied by all the thoughts I cannot hide. The rain is singing to my soul a melody that makes me whole. Its rhythm is a mother's hand rocking softly through the land. The lullaby of falling rain is healing all of my deep pain. I close my eyes and let it be. this gentle, soft symphony. The rain at midnight sings so true, a song that's meant for me and you, for anyone who lies awake, whose weary heart begins to break. Under the weight of all the day, the rain comes gently to say that rest is coming, peace is near, the lullaby is crystal clear. Just let yourself begin to drift. The rain will give you one last gift of sleep that heals and makes us whole. The rain is singing to your soul, and all you need to do is hear the lullaby of the night so clear. Midnight rain lullaby, singing me a soft goodbye. Midnight rain lullaby, rocking me until I cry, tears of relief and letting go. Midnight rain lullaby, so gentle, soft and true and deep, singing me to sleep, to sleep. The rain is patient with my tears, it washes clean all of my fears. The lullaby it's singing now is teaching me the way and how to let myself be vulnerable, to feel what I've been unable to feel when I'm awake and strong. The rain's soft lullaby so long has waited for this precious night to sing me into gentle night. The lullaby of midnight rain is the sweetest one I've ever gained, a mother's voice within the sound of water falling all around. So let the rain sing to you too, its lullaby is old and true. It's sung to every soul in need of comfort and of being freed from all the weight that holds us down. The rain sings softly through the town, and in its singing we can hear the truth that takes away our fear, that we are safe, that we are loved, that life is gentle as the dove that lands upon the windowsill. The rain's soft lullaby so still. The rain is singing me a lullaby, a gentle song that helps me say goodbye to all the worries of the day. The rain is singing me away. The morning after rain arrives and brings with it a sense of life, a freshness that was not there before, a opening of heaven's door. The world has changed in just one night. The rain has brought a different light to everything that I can see. The morning air is clean and free from all the dust that gathered there before the rain came to repair the damage of the burning sun. The morning tells me that it's done. The storm is past, the night is clear. The dawn that I have always feared is here now, and it's beautiful. The morning after rain is full of possibility and grace, of clearing space and finding place for all the things that couldn't grow before the rain began to flow. The birds are singing louder now. The world has somehow changed its vow to be a better place to be. The morning after rain has freed us all from what was holding tight. The rain has washed away the blight, and in the morning light I see a world that's full of wild and free. The plants are drinking deeply still. The earth is satisfied and will continue to receive the gift of what the night has come to lift into the morning bright and clear. The morning after rain is here. Morning after rain so bright brings with it a brand new light. Morning after rain so fresh makes the world feel newly blessed. Morning after rain I see all that life was meant to be. Morning after rain I know this is how a soul can grow. The morning brings a new perspective, a way of seeing more selective of what is real and what is true. The rain has washed the world anew, and in the morning light it shines, a beauty that forever binds me to this moment, to this place, to see the wonder on each face of every flower, every tree, of all the life that's finally free to grow and stretch and reach the sky. The morning after rain I sigh, with gratitude for what has come, the night, the rain, the rising sun. The morning after rain has taught me lessons that cannot be bought with any currency or gold, the truths that need to be retold again and again. Every day the rain is here to wash away all of our resistance, all our pain. The morning after every rain shows us that we can begin again, that we can heal, that we can mend what was broken and what was lost. The morning shows us at what cost we've held on tight to what was dead. The morning brings us light instead. The morning after rain arrives and brings with it a sense of life, a freshness that was not there before, a opening of heaven's door. The night dissolves into the rain, and with it goes my yesterday pain. The boundaries blur between the wet and all that I want to forget. Where does the darkness end and rain begin? Where does the outside end and I begin? The night dissolves so gradually until there's no divide between we. The rain and I become as one. The night and day both come undone, and in this dissolution clear I find a kind of peace so dear. There's freedom in this disappearing, in no longer always fearing that I need to hold it all together. The rain reminds me I'm tethered to something bigger than myself, to nature's immeasurable wealth. The night dissolves and so do I, into the rain that falls from sky. Night dissolves in rain, and with it goes the pain. The boundaries disappear, and what remains is clear, that I am part of something more, something that I can't ignore. Night dissolves in falling rain, and I am whole again. There is a death in every night, a dissolving of the light, but what emerges from the rain is life renewed, is loss is gain. The night that was so dark and long becomes the rain's forgiving song, and in this gentle going down I find the truest solid ground. So let the night dissolve away into the rain of brand new day. Let all my rigid structures fall, and in the rain release it all. The night dissolves and so shall I, into the rain from endless sky. And in this gentle going down I find the truest solid ground. The night dissolves into the rain, and with it goes my yesterday pain. The boundaries blur between the wet and all that I want to forget. The rain is patience I don't have. It falls and never looks back, content to disappear into the earth and start the world anew. I watch the way it never hurries, never seems to have worries, just falls and does its simple work of nourishing what lies beneath. The rain teaches me to slow, to let the necessary things just flow without my forcing them along. The rain is patient and is strong. It doesn't question its own purpose, doesn't wonder if it's worthless. It simply is what it was meant to be, a blessing and a remedy for all the dryness of the soul, for all the broken parts that need to hold. The rain is patient with the earth and patient with a heart's rebirth, patience of the rain, teach me how to simply let things be. Patience of the rain, show the way, how to live and love each day. Without the rush, without the need, the rain provides us all we need. Patience of the rain, I understand that trust is stronger than command. On the just and unjust, on those who question and those who trust, without discrimination or need. The rain just does what life has need, and in this patient falling down, it waters all of this whole town. The lesson that the rain provides is that in patience life resides. So teach me patience like the rain, to fall when needed, fall again, without the worry of the end, without the need to comprehend why I am here or what I'm for, just present giving evermore. The patience of the falling rain is how I learn to live again. The rain has patience I don't have, it falls and never looks back, content to disappear into the earth and start the world anew. There's a quiet like the rain, a silence that holds no pain, just presence, just the falling sound, where all my scattered thoughts are found. I don't need words when rain is here. The way it speaks becomes so clear, that life is more than what we say, that quiet has its gentle way of teaching us that we don't need to always make ourselves be heard, that sometimes the most beautiful thing is silence and the rain it brings. You understand this quiet too, the way that I don't need from you words or promises or proof, just presence underneath the roof of shared understanding deep, of secrets that are ours to keep, without the need to speak them out. The rain knows what it's all about. Quiet like the rain, that's us. In silence we learn how to trust that what we have is true and real, without the need to always feel the need to speak and make it known. We're never truly all alone. Quiet like the rain, soft and deep, this is what forever can be. There's peace in how the rain won't ask for anything except to last. It falls without expectation, without need for explanation. It simply is and does its work of healing where it needs to hurt. This quiet teaches me to be content with just what I can see. So let us sit here in the sound of rain that falls upon the ground, without the need for you to speak or me to tell you what I seek. The quiet of the falling rain is all we need to break the chain of needing more and more and more. This quiet is what we're looking for. There's a quiet like the rain, a silence that holds no pain, just presence, just the falling sound, where all my scattered thoughts are found. Rain at my window, rain at my door. Rain reminds me of what I've been before. A person who could feel, who could be alive. Rain at my window helps me survive. I watch the droplets race on glass. I wonder how the time can pass so slowly when the rain falls down, so gently on the sleep in town. The window holds the in and out, the world that makes me fear and doubt. But rain against the pane so clear reminds me that I'm safe in here. There's rhythm in the way it falls, a music that inside me calls to something that I've always known, but couldn't find when I'm alone. The rain at my window speaks a truth that I remember from my youth, that life is wet and cold and real, and that is how we learn to feel. Rain at my window, soft and slow, teaching me what I need to know, that I am here, that I am real, that pain and joy are how I heal. Rain at my window through the night makes everything somehow right. The condensation on the glass shows me how the moments pass, how fleeting and how precious too, how everything will pass us through. The rain keeps falling endlessly, and I am grateful just to be alive, to see it, hear it, feel this moment wet and warm and real. So let it fall against the pane, this gentle and forgiving rain. Let it wash the dust away from yesterday and from today. My window holds the divide clear between the world and my being here, but rain connects us all as one when night arrives and day is done. Rain at my window, rain at my door. Rain reminds me of what I've been before, a person who could feel, who could be alive. Rain at my window helps me survive. I stand outside and let it fall, the rain upon my skin, that's all. No shelter here, no place to hide, just me and rain and open sky. The drops are cool against my face, each one a small and gentle grace. I feel alive in ways I don't when I'm inside where worries haunt. The rain reminds me I'm not numb, that feeling never has to be undone, that to be human is to feel this wetness, this and what is real. There's something sacred in the wet, the way the rain will never let me hide from what I'm feeling here. The clouds that gather and appear, they speak in tongues I understand. The rain upon my upturned hand is telling me that I'm alive, and that is reason to survive. Rain on bare skin, let it pour, I don't need shelter anymore. The rain reminds me I am here in all my beauty, all my fear. Rain on bare skin, cool and true, makes me feel connected to you. The storm around me rages wild, and I become a wondering child, not afraid but curious of how the rain can make us feel less alone, more complete with earth and sky and rain and heat, of being present in this moment when all the clouds have made their statement. I lift my face up to the sky and let the raindrops kiss me dry. Wait, that makes no sense, but neither does the way I feel, the way I trust that life is hard and also sweet. And rain upon my face and feet reminds me that I'm still alive, and that is reason to survive. I stand outside and let it fall, the rain upon my skin, that's all. No shelter here, no place to hide, just me and rain and open sky. The rain speaks softly to the night, in whispers of a gentle light, a language that I understand without the need to take its hand. I listen to the way it calls against the windows and the walls, each drop a syllable of truth that speaks to me of gentle youth. When I could hear the world's soft song and didn't feel that something's wrong. The rain reminds me of that time when life was beautiful and sublime. I watch it trace the window pane and wonder at its soft refrain, the way it falls without demand, without the need for me to plan. Rain speaks softly through the night, telling truths without the fight. Rain speaks softly, can you hear the message that we all hold dear? Rain speaks softly, soft and true, reminding me of me and you. Rain speaks softly day and night, guiding us back to what's right. The vocabulary of the rain is written in each gentle strain of water falling endlessly, creating soft symphony. It speaks in rhythms ancient and old, stories that have never been told, in ways that bypass all our thought and touch the lessons we have sought. The rain is patient with the deaf and waits for them to catch their breath and listen to the softest sound that falls upon the sleeping ground. I am learning now to hear what the rain has made so clear. The rain speaks softly in my ear, reminding me that I am here, that life is short and also sweet, that every ending brings retreat into new places we can go if we just listen soft and slow. The rain is teaching me to be silent listener finally, to hear the world without the noise, to feel its gentle tender voice. The rain speaks truths I need to know in every soft and gentle flow. The rain speaks softly to the night, in whispers of a gentle light, a language that I understand without the need to take its hand. The rain speaks softly to the night, in whispers of a gentle light, a language that I understand without the need to take its hand. I listen to the way it calls against the windows and the walls, each drop a syllable of truth that speaks to me of gentle youth. When I could hear the world's soft song and didn't feel that something's wrong. The rain reminds me of that time when life was beautiful and sublime. I watch it trace the window pane and wonder at its soft refrain, the way it falls without demand, without the need for me to plan. Rain speaks softly through the night, telling truths without the fight. Rain speaks softly, can you hear the message that we all hold dear? Rain speaks softly, soft and true. reminding me and you. Rain speaks softly day and night, guiding us back to what's right. The vocabulary of the rain is written in each gentle strain of water falling endlessly, creating soft symphony. It speaks in rhythms ancient and old, stories that have never been told, in ways that bypass all our thought and touch the lessons we have sought. The rain is patient with the deaf and waits for them to catch their breath and listen to the softest sound that falls upon the sleeping ground. I am learning now to hear what the rain has made so clear. The rain speaks softly in my ear, reminding me that I am here, that life is short and also sweet, that every ending brings retreat into new places we can go if we just listen soft and slow. The rain is teaching me to be silent listener finally, to hear the world without the noise, to feel its gentle, tender voice. The rain speaks truths I need to know in every soft and gentle flow. The rain speaks softly to the night in whispers of a gentle light, a language that I understand without the need to take its hand. There is a rhythm that returns with every lesson that I learn. The rain reminds me of the beat that makes our broken lives complete. I hear it in the falling drops, a steady pulse that never stops. It speaks of cycles and of time, of seasons changing so sublime. The rhythm of returning shows that nothing ever truly goes away forever. It comes back in different forms upon its track. The rain returns when it must fall, the seasons answer nature's call. The rhythm teaches me to see that everything comes back to me in different forms and different ways. The rhythm marks our passing days. The rhythm of returning true reminds me that I will come through this darkness and this pain I feel. The rhythm shows me what is real, that life moves in a circle round, that hope and joy will soon be found. After every night comes day, after every storm goes away. The rhythm is the heartbeat true of all that's old and all that's new. The rain returns, the world renews. The rhythm sings of second chances too. I'm learning to trust the beat. The rhythm makes my life complete. Rhythm of returning soft and slow, teaching me what I should know. Rhythm of returning round and true, bringing me back home to you. Rhythm of returning day by day, shows me there is always a way. Rhythm of returning I can hear in every drop that falls so clear. The cycle is not something to fear. The rhythm tells us we are here within a pattern large and wide, that we are held and we are tried and tested, and we will return to the place where we can learn that life is not a straight line path, but a circle and a bath of constant motion and return. And in that motion we will learn the greatest lessons of our souls. The rhythm makes us feel more whole. Each time we circle back around, we find what always found. The rhythm of the falling rain reminds me through my joy and pain that I am part of something vast, connected to the future, present, past. The rhythm teaches me to trust in cycles that we call unjust, but which are actually divine. The rhythm shows me we align with forces greater than ourselves. The rhythm opens sacred shelves of wisdom that we can't access unless we learn to acquiesce to the rhythm and the flow. The rhythm teaches all we know. There is a rhythm that returns with every lesson that I learn. The rain reminds me of the beat that makes our broken lives complete. There is a shelter in the storm, a place where I can find the warm embrace of safety in the night, a harbor in the endless fight. I've learned to find shelter here in understanding and in clear recognition of the truth that I am safe, that I have youth to start again and learn to live, to learn exactly how to give myself the care I've always needed, to hear the voice that I've defeated for far too long in my own mind. The shelter is so hard to find unless we stop and look inside and notice that we cannot hide from life forever in the dark, but we can light our inner spark. The storm outside is raging still, but I have learned through force of will that I can find a shelter deep within myself, where I can keep the parts of me that matter most, the parts I thought were long since lost. The shelter grows more clear and bright the more I sit here in the night. The storm reminds me that I'm strong, that I belong, I do belong here in this shelter, here in me. The storm teaches me to see that the greatest shelter is the soul that makes the broken pieces whole. Shelter in the storm I found, a safety that is solid sound. Shelter in the storm so deep, where my broken heart can sleep. Shelter in the storm I know is where I need to go. Shelter in the storm I see lives inside of me. The storm is raging all around, but I have found the safest ground is not outside but deep within. The shelter where my soul has been waiting for me all along, to recognize that I am strong enough to hold myself with care, to know that someone's always there inside of me, a voice so true that tells me what I need to do. The shelter is not something to find, but something that lives in the mind and heart of every human soul. The shelter makes the broken whole. The storm will rage and then will pass, but I have found at last, a shelter that will never fade, a shelter that will always stay inside my heart and in my soul. The shelter is what makes me whole. The storm reminds me of my strength. The shelter shows me I can link my arms and hold myself so dear. The storm reminds me I'm still here, and I will weather any test. Within my shelter I have rest. There is a shelter in the storm, a place where I can find the warm embrace of safety in the night, a harbor in the endless fight. I've learned to find shelter here in understanding and in clear recognition of the truth that I am safe, that I have youth. The storm reminds me I'm still here, and I will weather any test. Within my shelter I have rest. There is a shelter in the storm, a place where I can find the warm embrace of safety in the night, a harbor in the endless fight. Soft as the rain that falls at night, soft as the fading of the light, your touch reminds me how to be. Soft as the rain, soft as you and me. There's nothing harsh in how you move, nothing that I need to prove. You are gentle like the rain, washing over all the pain. Your voice is like the softest sound where peace and quiet can be found. I listen and I understand why life is good, why love is planned. The rain falls soft against the earth and brings to tired things rebirth. You hold me soft against the night and everything becomes alright. There's no urgency in you, no demands for me to do, just presence in the softest way, like rain that falls and wants to stay. Soft as the rain, that's how you are. Soft as the glow of a distant star. Soft as the night, soft as my prayer. Soft as the touch of your gentle care. Soft as the rain, soft as can be. You are the softness needed in me. The world is harsh and loud and fast, but here with you I found at last a softness that I thought was gone, a place where I could finally belong. The rain reminds me that soft things are stronger than the hardest strings, that breaking gently is the way that love will hold me every day. So let the rain fall soft and slow, and let me tell you what I know, that you are softer than the night, that softer is the truest side of what it means to truly care, to hold someone without despair, to be as soft as falling rain and heal another person's pain. Soft as the rain that falls at night, soft as the fading of the light, your touch reminds me how to be. Soft as the rain, soft as you and me. There is a softness like forgiveness, a gentleness that ends the witness of all the harm that we have done, and teaches us to become one. The rain is soft like forgiveness, it falls without an emptiness of judgment or of anger deep, just falls while we are asleep or awake to understand that softness is the strongest hand. I am learning to forgive the way that I have come to live, with harshness toward myself and you, with judgment that was never true. The rain is teaching me to be soft like forgiveness, finally free. Soft like forgiveness, that's the way to greet ourselves and come what may. Soft like forgiveness, pure and true, is what the rain is showing through. The rain is soft and so are we, when we release what has to be. Released and let the past go free. The softness is what sets us free. So I will practice being soft, like rain that lifts our spirits aloft, like forgiveness that will come to everyone beneath the sun. There is a softness like forgiveness, a gentleness that ends the witness of all the harm that we have done, and teaches us to become one. Whoa. The rain knows things I cannot speak, the secrets hidden in the week, the hours when I'm all alone. The rain becomes my only home. I listen to it on the glass, the way it comes and then will pass. each drop a word I meant to say, but kept inside me every day. The rain knows my heartbeat well. It falls the way my sorrows tell, in rhythm soft and never fast, the present moment and the past. There's peace in how the rain descends on me, on you, on all my friends. No judgment in its gentle fall. The rain just witnesses it all. I watch it trace the window pane and wonder if the rain will wane before tomorrow comes to steal this quiet way I learned to feel. The rain knows, the rain knows what my weary heart can't show. The rain knows, the rain knows all the places I can go. The rain knows without asking why, beneath the silver weeping sky. The thunder speaks in distant tones. The lightning shows what I have known, that life is brief and wet and cold, but somehow still worth being told. The rain reminds me I am small, yet part of something after all, connected to the earth and sky. The rain and I, we don't ask why. Let it fall on this old town and wash my tired shoulders down. The rain is honest, pure and true. It falls on me the way you do, with no pretense, with no demand, just presence soft and understands that I am lonely, I am lost, but I am worthy of the cost. The rain knows things I cannot speak, the secrets hidden in the week, the hours when I'm all alone. The rain becomes my only home. There is a thunder in the distance, a reminder of existence, rolling slowly through the sky, a call that makes the spirit high. I hear it rolling far away, this voice that speaks without delay, of power that I cannot hold, of nature's stories being told. The thunder speaks a language deep that wakes me from a restless sleep. It reminds me that I'm small, that life is vast and I'm in all. The thunder doesn't ask permission, doesn't need my recognition. It simply is and does its work of showing where the truth does lurk. I listen to it from afar and feel connected to the star that lights the sky with sudden bright before the thunder fades from sight. The distant song of rolling sound is shaking loose what I have found about myself and who I am, about my life's complete exam. The thunder teaches me to feel that what is real is what is real, that power exists beyond my will, and in that knowledge I am still. The rolling rumble coming near is something I no longer fear, for in the thunder's distant voice I hear a kind of loving choice to be alive and feel it all, the rising and the gentle fall. Thunder's distant song calls to me, a reminder I am free. Thunder's voice rolls through the night, bringing darkness, bringing light. Thunder's distant song so deep calls me from my restless sleep. Thunder speaks and I am whole. Thunder touches my deep soul. The thunder is a voice of change, of how the world can rearrange itself without my say or thought, of lessons that cannot be taught but only felt within the chest. When thunder puts us to the test of whether we can stand and face the power of this sacred place, the thunder rolls and never stops until it finally reaches the tops of mountains and the hearts of men and shows us we can start again. The thunder is a friend to those who listen as it comes and goes. So let the thunder roll and shake the ground beneath me as I wake to possibilities I've missed, to life that's better than exists. The thunder teaches me to trust that in the shaking and the dust of what falls down, there's something true that will be waiting here for you. The distant song of rolling sound is all around me, all around, and in that sound I finally hear the truth that ends all of my fear. There is a thunder in the distance, a reminder of existence, rolling slowly through the sky, a call that makes the spirit high. Water finds its way around every obstacle it's found, flowing gently, never forced, following its natural course. I watch the rain find paths unknown, through cracks in stone and overgrown. The way it moves without a map, without the need to close a gap. It simply flows where it must go and teaches me what I should know about surrender and about trust, about the way that life adjusts to what is real and what is here, without the need for doubt or fear. The water never questions why it falls from heaven's endless sky. It simply finds a path that's true, and that is what I need to do. Water finds its way around, following what's true and sound. Water finds its way through all the barriers, the rise and fall. Water finds its way back home, wherever it is meant to roam. Water finds its way so true, teaching me what I should do. The water teaches me to bend around the corners and the end of what I thought would be my way, but changed completely yesterday. There is a wisdom in the flow of water finding where to go. It doesn't fight against the stone, it finds a way to make it home, within the cracks and in the creases and all the broken fractured pieces. The water finds a way to thrive, and in that thriving stays alive. I'm learning from the rain today to find my own authentic way. There is no resistance in the flow, no anger in the rain's soft show, just acceptance of the path and moving through it on its behalf. The water is a teacher wise, it shows me with its gentle sighs that life is not about the fight, but about finding what is right and moving toward it without fear, without the need to make it clear to anyone but to myself that I can find my greatest wealth by flowing like the water flows, by accepting as it goes. So I will watch the rain descend and learn where I should really bend. The water finds its way around, and in that finding I am found. The obstacles become the guide, the places where I learn to hide my rigid thinking and my plans, and open up my weary hands to what the universe provides, to what the flowing water guides. The water finds its way so true, and now I'm finding my way too. By flowing like the water flows, by accepting as it goes. So I will watch the rain descend and learn where I should really bend. The water finds its way around, and in that finding I am found. The obstacles become the guide, the places where I learn to hide my rigid thinking and my plans, and open up my weary hands to what the universe provides, to what the flowing water guides. The water finds its way so true, and now I'm finding my way too. Water finds its way around every obstacle it's found, flowing gently, never forced, following its natural course. The streets are wet with yesterday, the rain has washed the color away, and I am walking through the past in puddles deep and dark and vast. Each step I take reflects the sky, the clouds above, the rain nearby. The wet streets mirror all my thoughts, the places that my heart has sought. I see myself in every pool, a foolish or a faithful fool. The rain has soaked into the ground, and in its wetness I am found. The memories float like leaves in gutters in the wind that weaves, through alleys where we used to walk before the rain, before we talk about the future and the end, about the way love has to bend. The wet streets hold the history of what you were, what you mean to me. Wet streets and memories dance together in the breeze. The rain has washed but not erased the love we had in the same place. Wet streets and memories keep me company. I step in puddles, I don't care. The rain is falling through the air and carries with it all I know of love and loss and letting go. The wet streets are a canvas wide where all my feelings can reside. In water, in the endless rain, in beauty mixed with gentle pain. So let the rain keep falling down upon the wet and sleeping town, upon the streets where we have been, where love began and had to end. The water carries what I feel, and in its wetness I can heal.